Hi church, it's Pastors Jen and Jacob joining you with another digital devotion. You know, I was thinking that I saw some comments on Easter Sunday that people miss the big fanfare of Easter. Churches all across the nation celebrated Easter online for the first time, and people miss like the trumpet voluntary and all of these big, explosive, celebratory things that we normally do as a community. And I did too. I love a brass band on Easter. I just think that the power and the triumphant feeling that you get when you hear that trumpet is really special. But I was thinking that the first Easter actually had no trumpets. It wasn't a huge community celebration. It was a really quiet moment in the tomb, a quiet moment in the garden when the women found that there was no body, when they found that there was an angel who delivered the good news of the resurrection. And so I don't know how you celebrated this Easter, but I hope that you took a quiet moment that day, or maybe you can take one today to maybe go outside into your yard or a nearby park and have a quiet moment in nature like that first Easter and contemplate the resurrection.
Yeah, that's really good. You mentioned the garden. There's this scene in the Gospel of John where one of the Marys encounters Jesus and doesn't recognize him at first, thinks that he's the gardener. And that's because this idea of resurrection it transforms us. Resurrection should mean that we are different than when we started. And it's weird celebrating Easter in the middle of a pandemic because we haven't had this big resurrection moment where we've gotten to the other side of this yet. Easter has come in the middle of it. But I hope that one aspect of what we think about in this quiet moment is, what does it mean for us to resurrect right now? What does it mean for us to be transformed? Because we really should not be coming out of this without being transformed and being a different person than when we began. Something else I'm going to be thinking about in my quiet moment, and that has to be part of our country's transformation process, is we've realized how much we depend on low-income workers to keep us safe and fed every day. They are the people on the front lines right now, putting their lives at risk to make sure that we can go to the grocery store, that we can have food delivered, in addition to everyone working in the healthcare industry, the people who are still growing this food for us. And resurrection means that this idea of transformation, we can't be the same person in every moment, that we have to live our lives as people who believe in the resurrection, meaning we and our faith changes the way we see the world, and it gives us hope in this moment. And so I do pray that we can think about, what are we going to do or say or think that'll bring us to a different point on the other side of this true resurrection. So thanks for reminding us to take that quiet moment.
Those are great thoughts. Let's close in prayer together. Risen Christ, you are the epitome of what it means to transform. You were able to transform your body into one that went from dead to living. You transform death itself into new life. You transformed darkness into light. And so we ask, Lord, that during this time that you are transforming us, that we also are experiencing a resurrection of sorts in our hearts, in our minds, in our spirits, that we will emerge from this tomb as a new community filled with new life and new vision and new hope. Amen.
Amen. Good to be with you today.
We'll see you next time.